And moving on, India's beauty and personal care market is one of the most fiercely competitive consumer categories today, driven by Gen Z demand, new age D2C brands, and a global shift towards skin-first makeup. Cutting through that noise is Faye Beauty, a homegrown inclusive brand that's built its identity around diverse shade ranges and skincare-infused formulations. Faye has now raised 17 crore rupees in fresh funding led by Spring Marketing Capital, with plans to double down on product innovation, expand hero categories like lip and eye, and strengthen its omni-channel presence across marketplaces, quick commerce, and offline retail. Joining me now in the studio is Karishma Kevalramani, the founder and CEO of Faye Beauty. Karishma, you're literally sitting on the hot seat. Thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us in the studio today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You're sort of building a brand and it's called Free and Equal Beauty. That's what Faye stands for, right?
Yep.
So if you could sort of tell us, what was the gap that you saw in this, fiercely competitive market that made you say, I can build something that nobody else has? So what are you trying to do? Who are you trying to target, and what was it that you were trying to build?
Yeah, we often get asked, by incoming investors and everyone in the market, what makes you different? And for us, it's very basic. It's to ensure that every single woman, no matter your skin tone, type or texture, finds products that actually work for their skin tone at a price point that doesn't break the bank. It's as simple as that. It's building India's most inclusive skincare and makeup brand, focused on color, efficacy, and focused on products that actually have skincare benefits despite being in the color cosmetic category.
Absolutely. And you've raised the 17 crore rupees, right? If you could sort of take us through what your top deployment priorities are right now, how much of this capital goes towards new product development, expanding your shade range, and scaling your omni-channel presence as well? We'll get into details, but how do you plan to spend these funds?
So I think, of course, priority number one would be to expand the product range, right? Today, we have only 100 SKUs. We want to bring that to around 500 in the next 24 months. Another big presence in this category is to build what offline means for Faye. Today, offline is extremely broken for beauty. You often get told to wear shades that are 2 shades lighter than your actual skin tone because of the bias of light skin is better in this category. And so we want to actually change what beauty means in an offline experience. So actually figuring out how we'll go offline, how we'll actually create a beauty experience that is empowering and not intimidating. And then, of course, ensuring that our distribution is stronger. Right. So pan-India replication across different channels.
Absolutely. And you've also spoken about doubling down on face-forward categories and skinification of makeup, right? So what new formulations or hero products can we expect in the next, 12 to 18 months?
Yeah, I think I have one right here. It's our newest product. It's called Ideal Kajal. It is a non-irritant, dermatologically tested kajal. It lasts all day, doesn't smudge. And that's the kind of product innovation that we're trying to bring to market, right? To ensure that all our products have some sort of skinification benefit. This one has moringa and calendula, so it actually soothes the eyes as you use it. And we have tons of other innovations like that in the pipeline.
All right. And, Faye is already present across Amazon, Nykaa, Blinkit, Tira, and more, right? So which, sort of channels are seeing the fastest adoption? You were also talking about your offline play right now, right? So what is that looking like?
So offline for us is nascent. We're just beginning. We're not really present offline right now. Online, of course, Nykaa leads the charge. It is the place where our target audience tends to shop and discover. And then, of course, quick commerce is scaling extremely quickly. And it's amazing to see how effective the channel is to be able to get a product within 6 minutes of thinking about it or seeing an ad about it. So quick commerce and Nykaa are scaling very, very fast for us.
So quick commerce and Nykaa is where you're seeing most of your sales. You've also built strong traction with Gen Z and millennials, right? What are you sort of hearing from your consumers about shade matching, skincare-infused makeup, and authentic representation? So what's sort of driving repeat purchases? And if you can tell us, what are your top-selling products right now?
Sure. So I'll answer the first one. Repeat purchases at Faye are driven by loyalty. We've built a community of people who really believe in the mission of free and equal beauty, who really believe in diversity, representation, and authentic representation. We have the largest shade range of foundations in India by an Indian brand, and that's what keeps people coming back, trying products that actually work for their skin tone. Our best-selling products, our top heroes, are lip whip and kajal, a lipstick and a kajal. If you haven't tried anything from Faye, that's the product to try.
That's the product to try, the lip whip. As a new age beauty brand operating in a high-growth market, right? What does the next stage look like for Faye? Where do you sort of see the biggest growth drivers, product channels, or geographic expansion? Where are you seeing the next, level of growth coming from? And also, it's a fiercely competitive market. We've got so many options in the beauty care market, right? So how do you plan to stay ahead of that? Stay ahead of your competition?
I think for Faye, it's always been very clear. Stay authentic to why we exist. We don't want to get into every single category just because everybody else is doing it. We don't expect to get into bath and body care. What we will do is we will do authentically, with diversity in mind, with representation in mind. And I think that is what's worked for the brand. We've been around for 6.5 years. And the fact that we've stuck to our guns of being diverse, inclusive, and having depth of shade range is what's worked. So that's what we'll continue to do.
All right. So those are the key things you pointed out, which is making it work for you. If you could sort of then tell us, what are the kind of revenues that you've clocked so far? Where do you sort of hope to end this year? What's the plan for, the next 1 year? Give us that range.
Yeah, we should close this year at 60 crores ARR. That's where this money will take us. And 100 crores very fast after that. So we're looking at 100 crores ARR in the next 18 to 20 months and 50 in the next 12 to 15.
Right. And if you could sort of take us through your presence then, right? Where are you seeing most of the demand coming from? And how much do you want to expand this by? Where are you looking at next? Is international expansion on the cards for you?
Not yet. I'm a strong believer that there is a lot to be done in India. We're just at the tip of the iceberg. So we'd like to really tap into the potential of India before looking outwards. So right now, that's the priority. For us right now, primary geographies are tier 1 cities, metros. And so we're beginning to expand that presence with this money, with more diverse categories like Kajal, for example, that tends to be more of a commoditized product. So slowly starting to penetrate different tiers. Right now, it's metros.
So right now it's the metros. And are you seeing any sort of demand from the tier 2 and beyond markets as well?
Absolutely. We have a lot of sort of aspirational target audiences, right? Men and women who maybe wanted to buy a Mac might not be able to afford a Mac, so will actually come in and buy Faye because you'll get that international feel and experience and efficacy. So we see a lot of interest even from tier 2 cities.
So you're seeing a lot of interest from tier 2 cities, but currently looking to expand in those metros and tier 1 cities. All right, Karishma, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. And we wish you all the best on this journey going forward.
Thank you. So lovely to be here.
Absolutely. On that note, it is time for us to head into a short break.